I spent 5 years writing for television in LA, mostly NBC Universal, and that money basically got all 3 of my kids through college with minimal loans and this red couch. A lot of people will tell you where their happy place is, and often like it's the beach or the mountains or whatever. This house is so far beyond the phrase happy place to me. This is where I healed after the divorce, and this is where, through what I believe is the intercession of the Blessed Mother, that I was able to get clean and sober over 30 years ago. So, April of '90, I'm still drinking and smoking pot. I'm learning what it is to be a single father, and I decide I'm going to take my daughter, age 9 at the time, to Spain to see where my grandfather was born. And I'm looking at a map, we're in Paris, and from Paris to Galicia, there's this place called Lourdes. Then we go down to the grotto, and it's quiet, still, heavy, but not in a burdensome way, just the sense of it. It's easy to tell, crazy stories about, rock and roll and all the people I interviewed and the parties I went to. This is so much more personal. I just said a full rosary here in front of the grotto, where I took water home 34 years ago for my Polish Catholic grandmother and a little bit for myself. I had no idea that years later that water would come out of that cabinet and sit on my grandmother's windowsill with candles and a little statue of the Blessed Mother, and I'd sit in front of it. I get back, I re-embraced my Catholicism. I started going to church, I started observing Lent, and I call Pompeii down the street, because I have an emotional attachment to it, to say, do you guys need any help? And this nun named Sister Maria Jackson says, I'm giving out communion tomorrow to shut-ins, you want to come along? I said, sure. I start telling Sister Maria how much I would like to get back with the mother of my children. And then she pulls out the rosary and hands it to me and says, try this. And that led to my rosary journey. I entered into what I now call that space that's always waiting for me, but I have to put the key in the door by sitting here every morning and entering it. The process begins when I first open my eyes, because there's a battle every morning as to whether I come and do this, which I know has never failed me, or if I go straight to work. And I exhale, and I don't, it's not written anywhere, but I've seen it done where I kiss the crucifix and I start making my way around. And I pray for the living and the dead. I pray for heroes. I pray for the soul of John Lennon. I always pray for the nun that gave me my first rosary. A guy I went to high school with named Timmy Gecka, who developed schizophrenia. Timmy, as the schizophrenia continued to pronounce itself, became more and more childlike, which to me is the ball game. I'm not interested in, major league dudes, important people of business. I'm on the Timmy Gecka side of the field. But I pray the rosary every morning and try to, particularly on the Thursday, the Luminous Mysteries, when it's the mystery of the wedding at Cana, I always remember that she said, do what he says. So to have it all boiled down to at least once a week on Thursday, do what he says, is very, very useful to a guy like me. I was a different person 34 years ago. There's a lot of power in those two words, try this, both spiritually and in the material world. Try this is an invitation, and you can accept or deny it. Two things happened after I came here 34 years ago. I had a whole category of saying no to try this, which was new in many ways. And I had a whole new category of saying yes to try this. The question is not the important thing, it's the answer.